It's a last player standing wins type format.
And you could defeat players by using weapons or knocking them off, which, as we saw yesterday,
there was actually a mix of a lot of stuff. We saw, there was some really powerful knockback items that just sent people flying off the island.
A lot of people used the bow and arrow, the snowballs. They attacked people when they were kind of trying to bridge across to the next gaps.
And I know at least we saw one map where the void just devoured a whole bunch of people.
Yeah. So let's get started here. The game is about to start.
All right, awesome. About 5 seconds, and we'll be getting this underway. Now, I'm interested to see the approach that all the players take. In general, we've seen a lot more of a kind of everyone just starts off by looting their island. They're not too aggressive early.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that pans out.
So this is the Entangled map. We can see a few people starting to get a bunch of items. We have one player trying to bridge the gap as well.
Definitely an interesting. We
got some snowballs thrown.
Some eggs.
Or eggs thrown, yeah.
Eggs getting thrown already.
We see one player already opened up their chest and was able to find a bow, so that might give them an advantage.
And it seems like most of the players are pretty well geared at the moment, so it's going to be a pretty fair ground. It's going to be either down to melee combat, or it's going to come down to probably trying to knock people off the bridges, really.
Yeah, trying to knock people off as they're trying to get across to melee. But if they can make it, it's going to come down to an interesting melee fight.
And it's another one of those maps. It's not a whole lot of elevation to it, so it's probably going to be a very aggressive map versus some of the snowier ones we saw yesterday, where there's a lot of elevation and caused a lot of stalemating.
And this game, in contrast to Build Battle and the walls we saw yesterday, they were the game had just started, and a few seconds in, somebody's throwing eggs. Everybody's getting all their armor. Somebody's gonna start throwing. Somebody's gonna. Yeah,
we got snowballs getting thrown already.
Yeah, snowballs right here.
Oh, almost off into the void there. Very close one.
Close.
Got fishing rods flying everywhere. Seems like everyone is still taking it pretty casual, pretty carefully.
Very careful.
We are seeing snowballs and arrows flying, but it's not getting into too much of a kind of an aggressive combat.
We have one player down.
Oh, we do have another player down.
We have 7 players remaining.
Down to 7 players.
We can kind of see the action here in this middle island. We have one player who's kind of going back and forth between 2 different players.
Yeah, it seems like.
But they keep trying to jump for cover. They go out and they do a little quick attack and they kind of jump back under cover. It's very slow, very careful with what they're doing, and very cautious about.
It's one of those situations where you have the one person versus 2, and they're not really keeping too much of an eye behind them.
We have a bridge here. Somebody was able to bridge the gap and make it to the main islands.
Looks like that's what a lot of the players are trying to do now, is just get to that main island and try to keep control of it. I'm guessing this is probably going to be where the majority of the really powerful loot is going to be.
That's it. Yeah.
So trying to keep control of this island is probably going to be in best interest. And we have a few more people that went down. We are down to just
5 players remaining. We have one player using a bow, seeing if they can knock off some.
Melee right behind the back.
It's a melee and arrows war.
One down into the void. There goes.
Who was that?
Samuel.
Samuel fell into the void by King Colin.
We're down to 4 with arrows flying.
There's 2 arrows flowing back and forth. It's just a volley of arrows.
And he's going into the melee combat.
There's the melee. They're going
the height advantage to get in there. And we have a kill.
The surprise.
Kai has been killed
by King Colin.
Down to 3.
So 3 people remaining. We got
things start getting intense. We're seeing that the refills in 25 seconds.
Yeah. So we'll see if we can get the remaining 3 people can get some more good items or some more extra things. But we got 3 people left. We got Skier, the Pigeon Man, and King Colin, all seeming to take a good distance from each other, getting a strategy ready to go before they can start a fight.
And we are seeing an enchanting table in this level. This is one of the ones we only saw in one of the levels yesterday.
We have a fight. We had King Colin, or we had Skier trying to getting some hit points knocked off.
Okay.
Who was that? That might have been King Colin coming in trying to take over the enchanting table right there.
The
loot/enchanting table. We have a refill at about a minute 45.
Looks pretty peaceful so far. It seems like everyone's just trying to get around, get that extra bit of loot to kind of try to give themselves a bit of an advantage. I know yesterday we saw the Ender Pearls were a really big deciding factor in a lot of fights.
Huge risk, amazing reward and payoff.
Exactly. There was, from what we saw yesterday, there was always some form of death with a quickly
we have a fight.
Out of the opponent. We got a fight going
on here.
And
Pigeon tossed off the void by King Colin.
That's the hard thing about once you get into water, it's like cobwebs water. Once you get into them, it's really hard to get back out of that.
That was a good fight. It was just a tricky situation. So now we're down to King Colin and Skier.
And a combat
there's
going
a combat going on right now. You got them chasing. Let's see.
Looks like a little bit of a chase, or
But just a little bit of a strategic retreat there.
all right. Oh, and King Colin was thrown into the void. Oh,
Well, Skier.
great
Congratulations.
job, everyone. Great job.
That was a very entertaining fight. Everybody played really well. Everybody like fought really well. Got there some good loot.
We'd always see a new set of people
Yeah.
towards the end of the game. And the people who won the previous game were going to end up getting knocked out early. So it's going to be interesting to see if this kind of same dynamic actually plays through in this.
All right, so we got 8 players. This is the temple map.
All right. Looks like we have some
Everybody's
basic starting off like just normal. Everyone's trying to play it a little careful early, try to get that extra little loot.
Everybody's seeming to get a good roundabout or a good round, well-rounded armor set and some weapons.
We are usually seeing that all the players have most of their pieces of armor, and kind of makes it for a balanced fight.
So it's panning over the entire map right now, and as you can see, it's just small islands all connecting off each other, and it's very easy to fall. Got a fishing rod.
Fishing rod's thrown out there.
Back to
Doesn't
jumping
look
back
like-
to safety.
Doesn't look like it's going to profit too much.
No, but he's got a
We
bow.
do see people kind of lingering around.
People very close to the edge.
Those people that fell out.
We have a few people who have fallen already. Samuel, Presto, King Colin have fallen.
So that puts us down to just 5 more. We've got Ant Venom Caveman Films, Kai, Pigeon, and Skyer. It's going to be interesting. This is actually a kind of a little bit of a scary map in general.
Yeah,
There's
definitely.
a lot of little small islands. It's probably going to take a lot of bridging to get around. This is kind of the
And the bridging is a very risky. Oh, we have
Oh, and we have one down into the
Pigeon.
void. Pigeon has been knocked into the void. Oh, and we have another knock
we
into
have
the
another.
void.
Kai Boyer has fallen into the void.
We are
So
down.
now we are down to 3 players
Down
remaining.
just 3.
Ant Venom, Caveman Films, and Skyer are remaining. So you can dig down deep, or you can dig down into your.
The islands do
little
have
islands.
a little bit of mass to them, so you can dig down to them, gather a little bit of resources.
You don't want to dig too much. See if you can. If you don't want to fall through.
Yep. As long as you're playing using the typical Minecraft rules, don't dig straight down. Okay, it looks
So
like
we got
have a
some-
little bit of combat going on, and we got a sword
We
fight.
got a sword- we got an
Ender Pearl
Ender Pearl thrown.
Sword fight. Oh,
Sword fight. Skier has jumped on.
Skier and Ant Venom going to combat. Close.
Skier-
And
oh.
Ant Venom has been taken out by Skier.
Skier
Very
did
close
that
fight.
little, like he got the jump, he got that surprise, he threw the Ender Pearl, and he just popped in.
Like
Skier
I said,
had
the Ender
or-
Pearl,
and
those Ender Pearls are a key decider on whether you are going to get into that fight really quickly and get the jump.
such a risky throw, but once it pays off in the end, it's a fantastic payoff.
Exactly.
So now we're down to 2 contestants, Skier and Caveman Films.
Now we do have the refill in 56 seconds. It's going to be interesting to see if the players try to go for a little bit of a more of aggressive stance, or whether they're going to try to go for the
Just
refill.
wait it out for the refill, because that would give us some rare items that may change the entire course of the fight.
Exactly.
We have an interesting strategy here.
Seems we're trying to clean the inventory out. Have a little bit more space for when the potential refill comes.
To try to grab all the
You
good
don't-
stuff
you don't
as
wanna
fast
be
as
sitting in
possible.
those chests for very long because that
Puts a
the
bull's
longer
eye
you're
on
in a
you.
chest, the less you have of being able to keep an eye out for your surroundings.
Everybody has, the remaining 2 players have very simple very standard armor sets, pretty much the same with their level of armor, their level of weapons as well.
And it does
All
look
basi-
like the players are trying to play it a little bit careful.
We've got about 10 seconds left until the next refill, so
Yep. So it does look like each of the 2 players will be waiting for the refill just to see if they get that little bit of extra loot that might give.
and
them
there goes the
advantage.
refill. Let's see if they can't grab some good items. And like you were saying, you gotta just jump, grab as much as you can, figure out a strategy. Once you open up the chest, you gotta figure out something. You gotta be adaptable because
you
you
gotta
have no idea what.
You got to
could
be
be
very aware of your surroundings. It's kind of the same with bridging. You have to be very aware of your surroundings because it's going to be really easy to get knocked off. And the same with chest. If you're not aware of your surroundings, it's going to be really easy to get jumped. And
Let's see, Skier is walking around.
it
Careful.
looks like Skier is playing a dangerous game here.
It's a very
little
dangerous
bit.
game, but let's see
Little
how.
bit of a TNT bridge.
Let's see if it pays off. Got a lot of TNT.
Seems more of a cheeky move than anything. Come and get me. I'm on a TNT.
Come and get me. I'm on a TNT bridge. Yeah, a little taunting right there.
And it looks
Oh,
like
and
we
it
have a
looks
little
like
bit
a
of
little-
arrow combat going on.
We got Caveman Films shooting arrows at Skier, and they're both trying to they're both trying to stay on their own island.
Oh, and the Ender Pearl getting thrown, and the combat.
Skier, combat.
Dave Films is on fire and down
has fallen into the void. Well done,
very
Skier.
Close one, very close.
That was the second Ender Pearl throw we've seen where it paid off. Very high risk, very high reward.
Ender Pearls are one of the